Mr. Brown for Mr. Chung.
Vince Brown for Treasurer Chung.
Ms. Sotelo.
Present.
Mr. Gunning.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you. I guess to start out here, why don't we go ahead and approve the minutes for the November 7th, 2016 meeting of the Audit Committee. They've been distributed. Is there any questions or comments about them?
Nope.
Good.
Motion?
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call. Do we need to
Mr.
do?
Brown.
There we
Aye.
go.
Ms. Sotelo.
Aye.
Mr. Gunning.
Aye.
The motion's passed.
Great. Okay, in accordance with our charter, we're supposed to meet twice a year, and today we're going to do a couple interesting things. Hear from the newest position at CalHFA, and then also hear from IT. But Tony, you want to start, or I think we got the other way around, but
Okay, sure. Either way.
I was
we'll
kind
go
of
there.
excited to hear what you've been doing.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Board. As you know, I was appointed into the new position of Director of Enterprise Risk Management and Compliance in June, but I've been acting as the Director of Multifamily Programs until about, I guess it's been almost 4 weeks now, when Michael Carroll was appointed as Director of Multifamily Programs. In that time, we've spent some time thinking and brainstorming about how to best move forward with the new position and the new division that we're creating. And now that I'm in that position full-time, had some time to sort of map out exactly how we want to move forward. However, I want to give the caveat that I'm still spending a lot of time on the transition with the multifamily programs, and until we get a Deputy Director of Multifamily Programs in place as well, I'm still spending a lot of time working on that side of things. However, I wanted to give you a quick update on where we are and where we plan on going with the new division and with the new roles that we're building to ensure that CalHFA's risk is properly managed and that we have the proper oversight of our programs and our internal functions. Oh, it's not in, is it not? Oh, resume slideshow. Sorry, technical difficulties here. But there we go. Huh. It's not running. Click on that.
We've got a hard copy, so.
Yeah,
if you
so
wanna
I'll just
go
roll
to
forward with
that.
this. So the first slide here shows what the initial structure of the Enterprise Risk Division looks like as of November 1st. So there's a few things that have happened around the agency in the last couple months that are tying well with this. The subservicing, sending our loan servicing to a subservicer, changed the responsibilities and roles within the agency a little bit, and we decided to reallocate some staff to the Enterprise Risk Division and reallocate some of the functions that were already being done within the agency. The three functions that were reallocated were the multifamily credit team, which is reviewing all of the multifamily loans that before approval, and as well as developing procedures and policies for the multifamily underwriting and closing processes. The other functions that will move over on November 1st are the single family compliance and quality control unit, which reviews all of our single family loan programs, loans that are closed and purchased, as well as our insurance management group, which oversees our legacy mortgage insurance functions, as well as our internal liability insurance, errors and omissions insurance, officers insurance, and make sure that those are all up to date. The future growth of the division is seen as, I see it as sort of two sides. One is the internal controls, which the three units that have been moved over will be under. The additional side there will be our internal policy and procedure compliance, which will oversee the risk management of a lot of our internal functions. These internal controls, it's really to create the middle layer of our risk management, agency risk management function. So right now, we're very reliant on our internal managers to both develop procedures and monitor those procedures to make sure things are being done properly. Now, some of those policies and procedures are unwritten and sort of just legacy controls that we've used in place for a long time. So one of the roles is going to be to formalize those, document those, and ensure that they're passed down, and the training happens over time, and working with those managers, whether it be in program areas or internal areas, to ensure that the controls and risk management functions are in place. And the other function that we have now is our external auditors that come in and as we do external audits on both the mortgage insurance, the agency financials, as well as our HUD single audit, which we do on an annual basis. What we're developing here is more a middle layer, which will both train and ensure that the controls are in place at the management level, as well as do the reviews prior to the external auditors coming in and making sure that those controls and processes are being followed. The other side of this group that will be developed, that's a little longer term goal, is this data management function. That goes closely with the internal controls in the sense that using data to measure and monitor the programs that we're running and ensure that the controls are working is very important. Some of that is also going to be research and data analysis at a higher level for policy and for programmatic development. But it's also ensuring our reporting is consistent, ensuring that our systems are efficient and that we have the proper controls on the systems in place. And that will be working with IT and I guess you can go to the next slide. There's a little more on there. Working with IT, working with accounting, working with the program areas to ensure that the data is being managed properly. So like I said, currently we have the multifamily credit unit and the insurance management unit that are fully functioning. The single family quality control and compliance unit is staffed, but the functions are still being refined. Part of that is due to new federal requirements on the single family lending side to make sure we have the proper documentation, proper notification, proper disclosures in place for all of our single family lending that we're doing. And then what still needs to be developed is the internal policy and procedure compliance unit, the data management unit. As part of this, the first step we took to make sure that we have the proper controls in place, we did hire a new financing risk manager, Rose McAuliffe, who is in the audience somewhere over there, who is really assisting me in developing these new functions that need to be developed and ensuring that we have the proper controls in place. If we go to the next slide, we have sort of a timeline for the rollout. Some of these timelines are a little far out into the future, and hopefully we can be more aggressive, but I wanted to be fairly realistic, understanding there's a lot of moving parts within the agency, and there's a lot of development that we need to do to make these things work. So by the end of this calendar year, we want to make sure we have a fully operational single-family quality control and compliance unit, and we want to make sure we have a full scope developed for the policy and procedure compliance unit. By the end of the fiscal year, we want to make sure the staffing's in place for the policy and procedure compliance unit, and that the scope for the data management section is laid out, and we can figure out exactly how we want to hire up for that side of the shop. And then later in the year, next year, we will make sure that the internal compliance unit is up and running and fully operational, working with internal staff, like I said, with pretty much everyone internally, all the internal management, making sure that their quality assurance procedures are in place, making sure their quality control policies are in place, and then making sure that we can oversee them and ensure that they're being enacted properly. And then the last two steps will be really building up that data management section and ensuring that we have that fully in place. With that, I will open it up to any questions that you guys may have.
Questions, Chair.
Good.
See that the development of the data management section is pretty far out, at least at this particular point in time. But how are you envisioning your working relationship with IT and who owns the data?
You know, I think right now, I think there's some in certain places there's some questions about who owns the data now. So I don't think, I mean, IT, as LeeAnn will go over in a little bit, definitely owns the security of the data and manages the database, does all the database administration. But the data is controlled by the program areas that have that data. They're the ones inputting the data. They're the ones, you know, reviewing the data. I want to make sure we have more controls on that to make sure that the data that we're storing is the right data, is good data, is data that we can use for reporting purposes. The other problem, we have some issues with data consistency between databases. And so I want to make sure the databases are working together and are sharing data so that the data is consistent across databases so that when we have to do reporting, we're consistent and we're all on the same page about what we're reporting. And that management gets clear and consistent reports about what is going on in the agency.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just on the data component, the work that Di's shop has done in terms of extrapolating information and data and presenting it in tables and graphs is really excellent. They've done an amazing job with it, and it really kind of creates a lot of transparency. So I would just advise to take a look at that as, you know, potential linkage in terms of how you manage the data. I just have a couple more questions about the credit function.
Sure.
I love the idea of having kind of a checks and balance and a third party, you know, a separate function for that. Is that how it's going to work? Like the underwriting will continue to happen under the multifamily unit, but this will be the checks and balance to that before it comes to the board?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the single family side, the quality control is really done after the loan closes because it's more of a process than on the multifamily side, because each project has its own issues. What we do is the credit team gets engaged during the initial commitment process or early in the process.
Okay.
Address, you know, sort of brings up any potential issues with the loan officer, and they work through those as the deal gets towards closing. So the loan officer is really, it's incumbent upon them to bring it up early with the credit team, work out issues on projects, develop mitigants for those issues, and they will be reported to the board, any issues that are brought up by the credit team with the mitigants that are put in place on those.
That's great, because the loan officer can work more as an advocate or as a analyst position,
Yes.
but then the credit analyst really looks at that and says, you know, yes, it's compliant or not.
That's
So
correct.
that really helps us as a board members, because, you know, that helps us to know that there's another layer of review, and it's out of the same chain of command, right? It's a different chain of command.
That's correct.
So
It's-
loan officers are not reporting to you, they're reporting to the multifamily. Okay.
Correct.
Perfect.
So yeah,
That's great.
it'll be more separated than it was before.
And are you guys going to think about formalizing that in like a committee of like a staff committee?
Well,
or-
all of our loans already go through a senior loan committee, which is a staff committee.
But
So
the
this will
credit-
just be
this will
another
before the credit.
another person there that will have more input and more a different sight on things that would be brought up to the senior loan committee. And like I said, it'll be in the senior loan committee report
Okay.
as well as our board report. That recommendation and those controls and
That's
weaknesses
great.
that are put in place.
Okay, congratulations, that's great.
Tony, I have a different type of thought. Each year, the auditors ask me if we have full access to all the information we need about all activities in the agency. On the fraud side, cybersecurity, all that sort of stuff. As I thought about it, and that's why I made you go first, I really thought about the role you have and your interaction with this committee, the audit committee. So I would hope, and I think going down the road, we would have an opportunity to interface with you and really understand if you're seeing any problems that you could relay to us. And I know we do that with you, Tia, anyway, but I just see your role and our role as the audit committee and overseeing the agency really intertwined. So going down the road, I don't know if we do it in this format, in one meeting a year you come in, but I'd hope you feel free to reach out to us or me going forward.
No, for sure. We'll be engaged, and, you know, we can develop some sort of annual report along these lines, or semi-annual report as well, to keep you in the loop about how things are going, along with a presentation.
You know, one of the questions that always stumbles me is, are we aware of any fraud?
Yeah.
Right? And I say no. No, I don't know anything. But that's what sparked my comment, and we should probably think about how to have a conversation about that and as part of your role going forward.
Okay, that works.
Great.
And maybe just following up on a couple more immediate issues that we're working on the enterprise risk side. One is every other year we have to give a report to the Department of Finance on risks that exist within the agency that need to be addressed. So the last one we did was the end of 2015. Again, it's due at the end of 2017, so we're working on putting that together. And so it's called the State Leadership Accountability Act report. SLAE report, yeah. And so we're working on putting that together, so we will present that to the board as well as a report.
Good example.
And the other thing that we're working on is SIDLAC, under their new regulations, is requiring that every bond issuer have complete bond issuance and compliance monitoring policies in place, policies and procedures in place. And that as well is due to SIDLAC by the end of the year, but we have to get it approved by the board. So in November, we'll be coming to you with our full compliance procedures for you guys to approve, and that'll be running through our shop as well, working in conjunction with our financing and asset management groups. So those are two immediate things we're working on, and things like that will be coming up regularly, I assume. It seems like different control agencies are requiring more policies and procedures in place, and we'll be at the front line of those things as well.
Great, thank you. All right, LeeAnn, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
It's your turn.
I think you closed it.
Why not? See if it works. All right.
Maybe you
I
got
see
it.
a board member sitting out in the audience, and if the board member wants to come and join us, they're welcome to come and join us.
Okay. Well, good morning. I'm LeeAnn Rhodes. I'm actually the Chief Information Officer here. But today I'll actually be talking to you about information security initiatives on behalf of our Information Security Officer, who happens to be on vacation today. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you about some of our current initiatives. And to clarify, this is only about information security, not about the whole IT shop. It's information security and the practice of preventing unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction of information. Often we struggle on how to accomplish the balanced protection of confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data, while also maintaining a focus on efficient policy implementation with no major hampering of organizational business processes. The implementation of information security processes is never convenient, yet it's absolutely necessary. And to be clear, our information security program is not just about incident handling, which should happen in the event of a breach. It's actually to prevent the breaches from happening. So our information security program is multifaceted and includes ensuring our policies and procedures are in place and adhered to, ensuring the agency is aware and trained on information security, and it also includes participating in industry, state-required, and agency-required activities such as risk and vulnerability assessments, audit compliance, and regulatory standards compliance. My plan today is to provide you some information security related topics in 3 categories. What we've accomplished so far, or completed to date, our projects that are currently in process, and our plans for the rest of this fiscal year. So that's what we'll be focusing on. Thank you. You can go ahead and next. Thank you. So in the past fiscal year, we've actually completed the AB 670 Independent Security Audit. It was, the state had an assessment in place, but was not actually requiring departments to follow it. So AB 670 actually required that 35 state departments a year be audited to ensure that they're performing this assessment. So we were in the first group selected, and this was completed in 2016. We had a third-party auditor come in and complete this assessment. We did not have any major findings. There were 8 medium-level findings, and these were documented and have been remediated. This will probably be ongoing at 35 departments a year, they think every 3 or 4 years. So this will come back around. We also have completed our vulnerability assessment this year. And it's a process that defines, identifies, and classifies security holes, also known as vulnerabilities, in our computer, network, and communication infrastructure. And we also had a third-party auditor come in and complete this assessment. And we do this every 2 years as equipment changes, infrastructure changes, requirements change. So we'll do this again in 2019. There were a total of 85 observations this year, 28 high level, 36 medium level, and 21 low level. And we have remediation efforts to at least address the high level right away, and then plans to do the rest of them also. We also had a phishing simulation effort as part of this. Definitely not as controversial as HCDs, but it is actually, fairly telling in that we had just completed our annual information security assessment or training on site, and we still had, I think, 35% of our staff members click through. Wow. And it wasn't necessarily. I mean, it was a realistic looking email, but we thought there were enough, red flags that they wouldn't.
Can you just expand on that? I know Vince knows what's going on, but what happened? What's the test?
So we simulate an email that has, like bad links in it. So they really aren't, we just have it that way. And we have it sent in and to see if staff read it, and then hopefully they'll call us or delete it. But 35% of the staff actually click through to the link, and I think like 30% actually tried downloading some data. But this is why we have an ongoing security awareness and training program, is to keep staff aware of these happenings. Phishing scams, it's just they're downloading links. They're becoming more sophisticated, and so we're trying to keep staff aware of this on an ongoing basis.
How often are you guys doing that training?
The training we now have is an ongoing year-round process. Every 3 months, we require staff to take a series of modules. So every quarter, I believe we have 2 modules that they have to complete.
Including the executive director. Who recently completed her modules yesterday.
That's good to know. So if you're interested in knowing who hasn't completed their modules, no, nobody wants to know.
Nobody asked that question.
Oh, yes. We won't mention names, will we, Tony?
That's interesting because we, even before the military department came in to do the formal assessment, we had our ISO and IT run a preliminary phishing exercise to see where the weaknesses were in our staff. And fortunately, we've got 400 people, including all the boards, commissions, authority. We only had like 6 or 7 people actually fished, so that was pretty good.
Oh, excellent. Mhm. So we will be doing we will also be doing ongoing fishing as part of the training and awareness campaign. So we hope to see that percentage drop as time goes on. We also last year completed an IT risk assessment. It's a little bit different than a vulnerability assessment. It looks at our inherent and other specific risk factors. The problem with these is that everything is so dynamic. It identifies and ranks the key information technology processes within our organization, and within IT, we get new equipment in, we have new processes, we have new backups. So this is also one of those assessments that happen every 2 years, and we have a third party come in and complete these assessments. 2 years ago, or in 2016, last year when we did this, there were 26 risks that were identified, and it's an ongoing mitigation, and so these are things that we work on all the time. They're things like your network or perimeter monitoring. We bring in new tools, we run them, we monitor them. It's always updating and always ongoing, as well as the system development life cycle. Things change. So this risk assessment is one that we will continue doing every 2 years, and we continue to mitigate findings all the time. Those 3 assessments, they actually comply with both our agency information security program and the state's Information Security Office mandated security reporting. So those are 3 that are done both as an agency and a statewide requirement. The last one that we participate in is the annual internal control audit as a subcomponent of the financial controls. So I think you hear about those if there's any findings from, currently this being assessed by Clifton Larson Allen as part of them. Last 2 years, we have in progress right now is the nationwide cybersecurity review. It's a self-assessment review, or it's a survey. And while I say it's voluntary, the last 2 years, the state ISO has made it a mandatory survey. So we just completed, or we're in the process of finishing this one up for this year. Last year we submitted it. It is a self-assessment, and I think last year we had 14 self-identified risks, 9 low, 4 medium, no high. And we expect it to be a little bit lower numbers this year. Also in progress, one of the things we're doing is we're going out to find a vendor to help us with the SSAE 18 SOC 1 attestation. So we'll talk about this a little bit more, but it's something, this one here is one that we are going to be seeking. It's not required, and we'll talk a little bit more about why we're going to be seeking that. But for right now, what we're doing is putting together our RFP to go out to get a vendor to do that. So after we have a vendor on board, we will be seeking and achieving the compliance with the SOC.
You have to pay for it.
Yes, exactly.
It's quite expensive.
And if you don't, you don't know if you're going to be selected, but you have to budget for it in case you are, because you can't go back for any change proposals if you're selected. Sure, we can talk about this. So the SSAE 18 SOC is a statement of standards for attestation engagements. That's the SSAE. 18 is the controls for service organization controls. Type 1 is a report on a description of the service organization systems and suitability of the design of controls. And there's also a type 2, which is that, and also the operational efficiency or effectiveness of those controls. Right now, we're looking just to get the SOC the SOC 1 type. And why that one? It's an unqualified opinion by an independent auditing firm, and it can help differentiate CalHFA from its peers by demonstrating established controls objectives and effectively designed control activities. And essentially what it's doing is making sure that from an IT perspective, we have internal controls in place to help with the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of our data. And why are we going for the SOC Type 1? It's to build trust with our current stakeholders that our policies, procedures, and controls are in place and documented. We actually require other vendors who hold our data to have this certification. And so we're feeling that if we require others to have that, that we should have our, shop in place, everything good here. There's a potential to increase, new business stakeholders. We have had some lenders recently ask if we had that, this in place. I believe we went ahead and, although we don't, they went ahead and did business with us, but potentially that could open that one up. And in doing this assessment, we've been told that it may result in the identification of opportunities for improvements in operational areas, so places where we can improve. So we're looking at the SSAE, I guess it's 18, they changed the name, it used to be 16, as an investment in CalHFA, demonstrating accountability with the potential for increasing new business. And for all of these initiatives, it takes resources and there are costs associated with them. So throughout all the assessments, to remediate all of the audit and assessment findings, we have staff to organize it, to plan it, and actually to mitigate or remediate. We also, to pass all these audits, we have to have processes, procedures documented, and so we have staff assigned to actually do this. And then we also have, like I said, money in the budget to have a contractor perform the SOC Type 1 pre-assessment and the attestation. So I think that's what we have right now on tap. Do we have any questions?
Mr. Tello?
Thank you very much for the presentation. It was very thorough. I guess I have a couple of questions. What's the budgetary range of what we're talking about? I know you're out there for procurement right now, but what is the cost of an SAE 18 SOC 1? Yay.
We expect it to be approximately $30,000.
Oh, okay. And does it contribute to our credit rating in terms of just having those controls in place? Is that part of the credit rating?
Go ahead. I don't.
I know it won't affect our credit.
it
I mean,
won't.
it can't hurt. I mean, I think the more controls we have in place,
The better.
sort of there's this, they always talk about management controls and
yeah.
things like that in place.
MD&A.
It's only going to help in that
It's only
regard,
gonna
but I
help.
don't think
Okay.
it will have a meaningful impact one way or another in reality.
Okay. And then I was a little surprised by the 85 findings on the vulnerability side. Is that pretty standard for a vulnerability study? 28 being high level or high risk?
And these are, well, I don't actually have any, numbers to compare with, but when we review these, none of them are like, data threatening. It's not.
Oh.
These are pieces. It's like we have software that monitors emails, and how do we have the software, we monitor it, but do we have the documentation in place and the procedures to actually follow through? Have the documentation, we're doing the process.
The study's seems a little high, but I don't have context, so.
Right, so we feel like they're all being handled,
Managed,
and there's
okay.
nothing, yes.
Great. Thank you very much.
No, this is a very thorough report, and as we all are going through much more rigorous and robust internal security and cybersecurity, time has come for that. And notwithstanding the fact it took a big audit by Elaine Howell's shop to unmask all of these things, and then there was the reaction. Unfortunately, the governor and the legislature came together with the program, so I applaud you for pushing through on this stuff.
Excellent. Echo those comments. Thank you. This is the time for any public comment. Anyone from the public want to comment? Okay. Any other questions or comments? Great. Seeing that, we're adjourned.